Hello viewers, I am Manisha here and I'm here to speak about how to teach English as a second language. So English is a foreign language and it is really very tricky to be language teachers, and that too teacher of the English language. Now the very first thing to bear in mind is that being teachers, we have to assume ourselves as learners, because if we do not engage, actually we should engage ourselves in a continuous learning process. In a continuous learning process to enrich our experience and enhance our knowledge. Only then we can be good language teachers. Now, the most important thing to keep in mind the multilingual context of our learners. We have to use multilingualism as a resource, and from this source we have to enhance the teaching of English as a second language. Now, teaching English can be very daunting and challenging, more so for the beginners. Now, there can be two types of beginners: the children who have just started going to school and the adult learners. Now, in the beginning of the learning process, while learning the language, it can be very interesting, very enjoyable, and at the same time, it can be frustrating as well. More so especially for the adult learners, because they exactly know what they have to say, but they can't express it. Why? Because they cannot articulate what they have to say due to lack of vocabulary, shortage of words. Now, as we all know that the very first objective, the very first function, of a language is communication. So language, through the medium of language, we communicate with our fellow beings, with our neighbors, with everyone near us. So it is very important that a learner must be able to communicate his ideas in concrete words. So at times when learners, they fail to express themselves, it is most likely that their self-esteem becomes very low. So here, as teachers, we need to bolster their confidence and help them boost up their morale. Now, I would like to talk about the two important factors which can impact language learning. So here I'm talking about only two, apart from the many factors which can impact learning. The very first factor is the eagerness of the learner to learn. How eager is the learner to learn the language is one very important factor which will boost up their learning, and they will be able to grasp the language, they will be able to absorb and assimilate the language, the words, the idioms, the phrases as soon as they can, as fast as they can. The next important factor is the environment of the learners. Now, we can categorize the environment into two categories. One is the input-rich environment and the other is the input-poor environment, which we can also term it as acquisition-poor environment and acquisition-rich environment. So when learners get ample scope, to hear, to listen to the language, it is most likely that they are going to learn the language very fast. Now, let's go and talk about how a baby learns a language. I'm not talking about the language too, which is English, but a baby, how it learns his own mother tongue. Of course, not by uttering meaningful and whole sentences. A baby can't utter full sentences in the very beginning when he starts to articulate his speech. So he just utters the words. Now, which words is he going to utter? only those which he gets to listen. So it keeps listening to his parents, to his neighbors, to those people surrounding him, and slowly and gradually, when his speech organ starts developing, he starts pronouncing, uttering the words. So in the very first instance, if we assume those children as learners, so they will always utter words only which they get to listen. So listening plays a key role in learning a language. Now we know that language has 4 sets of skills: L, S, R and W. L, listening, S, speaking, R, reading and W is writing. But what happens in our academic sphere? Mostly importance is given to the writing skill, which is the very last skill. But learning a language starts from listening. If he is able to listen to the words, to the sentences, to the people around him, and he will assimilate those, and gradually he will start speaking. From speaking, we'll go reading and then writing. So listening and reading, these two are receptive skills, and speaking and writing are productive skills. Now, language has 2 important components. One is vocabulary and the other is grammar. So in the very beginning, in the very early phase, in the very initial phase of learning a second language, we are not going to teach students, teach learners what is grammar. Grammar is inbuilt in the language which he or she is going to continuously get exposed to. So exposure, that which comes from the environment, exposure is one very important factor which helps learners to learn a second language. So in my next videos, I'm going to start with the how grammar can be dealt gradually and slowly. But now here again I'm going to talk about 2 or 3 important aspects of the English language. So when we start teaching beginners, we need to be aware, we need to prioritize the kind of language which will give them the ability to communicate. So before communicating, they should be able to comprehend, to understand the language. So that is why the important aspects of English language is intonation and stress and pronunciation. So these 3 are very important for a beginner to understand. Now what is intonation? So intonation is the pitch which is spoken by the speaker when using the language. So in English language, a pitch has wide range from rising to falling. A speaker can make his pitch rise or fall. So this rising and falling intonation of the sounds of the words gives the meaning of what is uttered or what is spoken. So basing on the rising and falling of the intonation, we can discriminate whether it is a statement, whether it is a question, or it is a simple sentence. So intonation is very important for the learners to learn and to grasp the meaning of what a speaker is trying to say. Now stress. English is a stressed language. English is a sound language. So stress means a particular syllable or a word in a phrase or sentence which is given stress. The loudness of that particular syllable. So for example, when I speak, when I utter the word introduce, it is introduce. So the stress is on the last syllable. It's a tri-syllable word and the syllable is put on the last syllable. So it is introduce. So these are certain very important things which we have to keep in mind while listening and also speaking the language. And most importantly, another aspect is pronunciation. So what is pronunciation now? Pronunciation is how a language is spoken, how the words are uttered and spoken. So the English language has 26 letters in the alphabet, out of which we all know that there are 5 vowels and 21 consonants. So from this total of 26 letters, there are all total 44 sounds. So every consonant or every letter has a distinct sound of its own, and we need to be very particular about how we pronounce each word, because for example, if I speak of the word see, A-C-E is ace. Here it's pronounced sir. When I say cat, C-A-T, it is cat. And when I say C-H-A-R-T, it is chart. So a word, when it is in between, it can take a different pronunciation, and when it is in the beginning, it can take a different pronunciation. When it is joined with a different letter of the alphabet, it can yet take a different pronunciation. So we have to keep in mind all these things while learning the language, and being teachers, we also have to be very particular in our own pronunciation and try to improve our pronunciation, because a letter, how it is pronounced, it gives that meaning. So English is not phonetic. The words, the letters, the way they are spelt, they are not pronounced it that way. So that is why English is really very tricky, and also it can be very enjoying as well if we take it as a passion. Being teachers, if we take it as a passion, we try to learn in the process of teaching. So thank you for giving your valuable time. I hope you have gotten some idea of the different aspects of the language. So I'll join you in my next video. Thank you.